Welcome to this morning's class on punctuation. This is the topic on English language for class 6, and it is a very important topic because punctuation is more than just, as you would say, decorations on a word. They help make your writing clear, they tell a reader when to pause, they tell a writer how to change their sentences from meaning one thing to another. So without further ado, let us begin with our first topic, the simple capital letter. You are all aware of this one. A sentence always begins with a capital letter. Please follow along with this red dot that you can see on the screen, and I'll be using it to gesture where I am on each presentation slide. Now, a capital letter, a sentence begins with a capital letter. Proper nouns also begin with a capital letter. Examples of proper nouns are names. Your name, your friends' names, people's names, places like Delhi, India, and maybe the name of your state, the name of your school. That will also always use capital letters. Now, there's another important way for you to use a capital letter for the titles of books, films, festivals, and organizations. For example, Harry Potter here, a popular book series. If you are referring to the book series Harry Potter, it has to be a capital H and a capital P. Your festivals, Christmas, Diwali, Eid, whichever festival you celebrate, if it is important enough, it is a proper noun and therefore always uses a capital letter. Also, try to remember your favorite movie, for example, The Avengers, will always also make use of a capital letter. Alright, let's go to the next slide. You will also use capital letters in abbreviations, which are short forms for long organization or company names. For example, the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, capital B, and capital C. The Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, ONGC, will also use capital letters. And for example, this here is the name of a bank. The Housing Development Finance Corporation becomes HDFC. No dots in the middle, but all the main letters of the phrase are in capital letters. Let's move on. Alright, now the full stop. The full stop, as you all know, is used at the end of sentences to indicate that it's the end of an idea and we are moving on to a next one. Now, there's another important place where full stops are used, after abbreviations and titles of names. Now, abbreviations are shortened forms. This, for example, is a Bachelor of Arts, which is a degree. The shortened form of it is a B.A or a B full stop A. That full stop is very important because that indicates that this is a degree. MBBS. There is always a full stop between each letter. Now, here is something very important that everyone should remember. When you talk about time, you use the letters AM and PM. Now remember, when you write something like 9 AM, 10 AM, 9 PM or 10 PM, it should always be written like this. A full stop, M full stop. This otherwise it only becomes an. Alright? So when you write AM, it has to be A full stop, M full stop, or PM, P full stop, M full stop. Alright. And before the title of your name, Mr., Miss, Mrs., Doctor, all those sorts of things always require a full stop in these areas. And even between your initials, which are the first letters of your first or middle names. Alright. Another place where you will always see a full stop are in email addresses. For example, www.htl.com. Alright, let's move on to the next slide. Alright, the comma. The comma is very important to separate a series of words. For example, I want to buy some biscuits, comma, toffees and fruits. Okay? The second example, America, comma, China, comma, Russia and France are all names of countries. They separate a series of words and help create lists in a sentence. Now, another reason a comma is used is also to simply add extra information to one sentence instead of wasting your time writing more than one sentence. For example, instead of saying he is a boy, full stop, he is your classmate, you will use this. He is a boy, comma, your classmate. Another example, she is Raksha, comma, the best cricketer on our school's team. You can add two bits of information in one place instead of wasting time writing extra sentences. Alright. Another place in which we use a comma, you will notice this. If you're punctuating a dialogue or a story and you're writing about two characters speaking, you will notice after a character says something, for example, she said, comma, then you open the quotes. I will see you tomorrow. He said, comma, then you open the quotes and close them. I am going to school. These are primarily where commas are used. Alright, let's move on to the next part. Okay. Commas are also used to separate words, phrases or clauses in a sentence. For example, she is, after all, a short pause, a very intelligent girl. The teacher did not, however, succeed in punishing him. When you use words like after all and however in the middle of a sentence, you need to use a comma to separate them, indicating that they are some sort of pause and effect in a sentence. To separate words like yes, no and well. For example, yes, comma, I'll do it. No, comma, I'll not do it. And when you use the word however in the beginning of a sentence. For example, however, comma, we still have hope. Alright, moving on. The simple question mark makes a big difference, changes your sentence from a statement to a question. For example, what is your name? Where do you live? Alright. The exclamation mark, it is used after an interjection or at the end of an exclamation. Now in interjection are words like this: hooray, oh no, oh my goodness, phrases that eject some sort of feeling into a statement. For example, hurrah, we have won the match. So an exclamation mark is used for an interjection or a exclamation. Alright? Hurrah, we have won the match. How beautiful the bird is. Oh no, I have forgotten my wallet at home. So this is the use of an exclamation mark. Let's move on. The apostrophe. It is used to show belonging or possession. For example, yesterday's weather was fine. Yesterday's, apostrophe S. We met at Raj's party. Raj, apostrophe S. This means that the party belongs to Raj, or it is Raj's party. So it is J apostrophe S. Now, plural nouns that end in an S. For example, if it's a girls' school meaning a school where many girls are attending, it becomes GIRLS apostrophe and no S after that. For example, if you say in 2 or 3 weeks time, many weeks, it is S apostrophe. Alright? And for example, if you celebrate Teachers' Day, it is a day for many teachers, not just one teacher. So it becomes teachers with an S and an apostrophe and no S following that one. Now, plural nouns that do not end in S, for example, children is the plural of child. So here it becomes the simple same rule, N apostrophe S. Alright, let's move on. Okay. The other reason an apostrophe is used to show an omission of words. For example, words like cannot and words like it is. If you want to shorten them, an apostrophe is used. For example, I can't eat now. It is becomes its and the apostrophe is used after the T. It's very hot today. Let's move on to the next part. Alright, the semicolon. Now the semicolon is something that shows a longer pause than the comma, but is occasionally used in much the very same way. Now, it is used between two main clauses. For example, the road runs through a beautiful valley, the railway line follows it. You can see that the two of them are main clauses by themselves, they can function by themselves, but if for the need of shortening a sentence, or adding one idea to another, a semicolon can be used. Now, to separate parts of a sentence that already contain commas, sometimes the semicolon can help a comma. Because what this does, if there is already a list in one part of your sentence and there is another part of your sentence that has to be added to it but cannot be left for later, the semicolon is very helpful here. For example, Rohit, comma, James and Kabir are classmates, semicolon, they are neighbors too. Alright, next the colon. Between two main clauses, where the second clause explains the first. For example, it wasn't easy, colon, to begin with I had to find the right house. Another more simple area where a colon is used is to introduce a list. For example, the price includes the following, colon, travel to Mumbai, hotel expenditure and visit to Phil City. Let's move on to the next slide. And another reason that the colon is used before a quotation and sometimes before direct speech. For example, the headline reads, colon, the Prime Minister visits France. Subhash Bose gave the call, Delhi, chalo. Now, let's move on to the next slide. Now, I'd like you to pause the slide here, have a look at these sentences and attempt to punctuate it correctly before moving on to the next slide. The next slide will provide you with your answer key. So attempt to solve this in your notebook or on a neat sheet of paper and try to correct the mistakes as much as possible. You'll notice that there is proper punctuation missing, full stops are missing in some places, there are some things that need to be capitalized. Kindly do so and attempt to correct this before moving on to the answer key. Now, once you have attempted to correct these sentences, you can unpause the video and go to the next part. Now, this is your answer key. It shows you where all the corrections have to be made, where question marks need to be added, where commas need to be added, where quotation marks need to be added, where question marks again need to be added, and where sentences need to be capitalized wherever necessary. For example, in proper nouns and at the beginning of a sentence. Now, let's move on to another exercise. Pause the video here. Attempt to make these corrections as well. Rewrite them, punctuate them properly, and then in the next slide you can check your answers. Let's move on to the next part. Yes. You can check your answers in this part. You can see that there are exclamation points after interjections, question marks where necessary, commas that create a series or a list. Alright, now this is another exercise that I would like you to solve. Things like name should be put into a capital letter. For example, Munshi Premchand, this is the name of a writer. So obviously the M should be capitalized and the P should be capitalized as well. Try and figure out where else you have found mistakes and try to correct those mistakes before moving on to the next slide where you can check your answers. Alright. There's something I'd like to point out to you that will make your writing much easier. This particular sentence, this is the sentence with the mistakes in it. Rubina Silvera, our principal, took us to an amusement park. Okay? Now, simply adding a comma on each side of our principal makes things more interesting and makes things clearer to a reader. For example, it now reads, Rubina Silvera, our principal, took us to an amusement park. When lines are not properly punctuated, you are not sure whether this person is the principal or whether you are telling Rubina Silvera that our principal took us to an amusement park. The reason commas are so important is because they also sometimes help avoid extra sentences. This, for example, is a single sentence using commas, giving out two bits of information without any confusion. Rubina Silvera, comma, our principal, took us to an amusement park. So use a comma wherever necessary, because sometimes it will help you avoid writing extra phrases where they are not necessary. If you are not putting the comma, then it has to become two sentences, which may not be what you want. For example, which one would be better and more efficient? Rubina Silvera is our principal. Full stop. She took us to an amusement park. Commas also help us combine two bits of information. For example, to make this sentence and this information more efficient, you can do it this way. Rubina Silvera, comma, our principal, another comma, took us to an amusement park. Alright, let's go to the next part. Okay. Now, this is your answer key for the last exercise. I'd like you to check it against the work that you have done. Now, you can see the capitalization of the letter S, the capitalization of the name of a book or a play, and the capitalization of names wherever necessary. Commas have been added, and commas have been added when you need to create a series. I hope that you have all found this exercise on punctuation both interesting and informative, and that it helps with your language and the improvement of your writing. Thank you.